It's everything you ever want, everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. Aganorsa, leave tobacco forever.
How did you know Friday night's karaoke night?
Oh, I'm in. All right. So we're gonna try the 98, and as as we do this, there's gonna be sensations overwhelming. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to laugh, laugh. If you need to puke, do it somewhere else. Okay, but that's that. All right. So 98 tobacco. First, you're gonna take what this is we call it a fuma, and the fuma is literally one leaf. So as you take the leaf, that we devein it, and as you devein it, you get a right side and a left side. One side becomes the filler, one side becomes the binder wrapper. So you're literally tasting one leaf. So you're gonna take the sniff test, okay? And then next thing is you're gonna put it in your mouth. Do a before you light it, you just take a small little draw, and then now you're gonna have your lighter, and then you're gonna light it up. So as you're lighting it up, let me paint the picture of where this leaf comes from, okay? It comes from the Jalapa Valley. So in Nicaragua, the Jalapa Valley is the northernmost area, so it's close to the Honduran border, okay? You're about 200 meters above sea level. And the interesting thing about the Jalapa Valley is if you go latitude-wise, it's in the same latitude as Pinar del Rio, which Pinar del Rio is where they grow all the tobacco for Cuba, okay? As the story goes, when the Cubans defected and left Cuba, they came to Nicaragua and they started growing tobacco. They literally brought they brought their seeds, but they brought their soil to the valley. Now, that was in the late 50s. Since then, there's been a few rainstorms, few hurricanes, few volcanoes, so I'm sure the soil that they brought is no longer there, but it's the same exact climate as Pinar del Rio. All right. Now these are, you take as many puffs or as little puff. The object of this is to understand what this leaf does to your mouth, okay? Because the overwhelming question to anything is, and I'm sure you've heard this is a well-balanced cigar. But then when you ask someone, well, what does that really mean? They're like, well, it tastes good. You know, I like it. You know, but now you're going to realize what a well-balanced cigar is. Okay, so 200 meters above sea level, the sand is the soil is very sandy. So the plant, once you plant the seed in the ground, the plant just grows. It spreads out. The roots spread out real big. There's plenty of sun, plenty of water, and then I call this plant is on vacation. So what does this plant on vacation do? First, you should realize that this leaf is, and you're going to think I have a third eye on my head, this leaf, you smoke this leaf and it's a horizontal flavor. And what do I mean by that? You're going to get extra saliva, or you should get, let me use my Jedi mind tricks on all you guys, right? You're going to get extra saliva on both sides and both of your cheeks, okay?
Funny you're saying that.
Are you getting it?
Right here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. All right. The more you smoke, the more puffs you take, the more saliva you're gonna get. And then also, if you get, some of you guys, if you retrohale, you know how to if you retrohale, you're gonna get a little bit natural, little sweetness, just a little like a nice little breeze over a meadow, the little flavor over your tongue. You're gonna get a little bit of sweetness.
You taste a lot more through a retrohale.
Exactly.
I do anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so now is the important thing. You smoke it as much as you want, and if you got that flavor aspect in your mouth, then you put it down, but don't put it down too far because you're going to go back to it in a minute, okay? Some people smoke an inch, some people smoke half of it. It
depends on how much
it just
depends.
You get
a good taste.
Because you want to truly understand, and you want your mouth to speak to you so you truly understand what goes on, right? Okay. All right. No pressure. You do your thing. But let me paint a picture before. So again, on the second one, you're going to take a little smell, a pre-draw, before you light it, take a draw. Okay?
Now, I don't know if that's something that you guys do on a regular basis. I try to make it a point to taste, because you'll taste differently before you light the tobacco. So cut your cigar, take a pre-lit draw, right? And you'll taste different things than when you actually light the cigar. So
Smells a lot different.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm not an expert on anything.
Well, you are a cigar aficionado, sir. You know
that's
why?
what the Aganorsa Experience is all about.
Because the true definition of a cigar aficionado is one who he or she knows what they like or don't like.
Correct.
So in the fact, if you know what you like, then you're a cigar aficionado. So that's that. All right. So now you guys are all ready. You got your lighter. So as you light this one up, let me paint the picture of where this leaf comes from. So this leaf comes from Esteli. Esteli, in all practical purposes, is the mecca of the cigar industry. The majority, Nicaragua is the largest importer into the U.S. as far as cigars, and 97.8% of all cigars are made in Esteli. Okay, so that's where it comes from. Esteli is also 3,000 meters above sea level, so it's a lot higher. Okay, the soil is very clayish, so very hard. So as you plant the seed in the soil, and the soil the seed starts to grow, it actually has to stress out because it literally has to break through the clay to grow and get the nutrients. You're closer to the sun, so it's closer to the sun. Plenty of water. Water is never a problem in Nicaragua. So now I call this leaf or this tobacco is stressed out. So now you light it, and then you're going to understand what a stressed out leaf tastes like. Don't worry, there's not going to be a test after this, but there is going to be one very important question, but you'll all get it right. Don't worry. Okay, so now this leaf, again, here comes the third eye. This leaf, as you take a couple puffs, you're going to understand this leaf hits you vertically.
It does.
And what do I mean by vertical? So after a couple puffs, the excess moisture that you had in your mouth, now your whole mouth is going to be dry like Sahara Desert. It's going to be completely dry, okay? You're going to get a little more strength feeling. You're going to get a little more spice feeling. Some people get a little tingling in the back of their throat. And then after 3 or 4 puffs, if you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, you're almost going to get a little bit saline, little salty flavor. So it's vertical.
Yeah.
He's a wizard.
See, I don't even have to use my Jedi mind tricks on you guys, okay? Man, I slept at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm extra smart today. So you guys got me on a good day. All right, now again, you take as many puffs that you need so you remember what this one tastes like. And then the aha moment is you're going to go back and you're going to grab your first one. Make sure your first one is still lit. And then you're going to go the Cheech and Chong moment where you're going to take both of them and you're going to take a puff of both of them at the same time.
Cheech and Chong.
But make sure your first one is still lit because sometimes they go out.
But this one's still lit.
So if the first one's still lit, then you take both of them at the same time. And if you remember the extreme moisture saliva in your mouth from the first one, and you remember the dryness of the second one, as you're smoking both of them, now you get the horizontal and the vertical leaf hitting you all at once. And now I could tell you what a well-balanced cigar tastes like because it hits all the quadrants of your mouth. Okay, now, is a well-balanced cigar better than an unbalanced cigar? It's all personal preferences, right? I mean, we all have different taste buds. They're all actively different ways. But I'm sure you smoked a few cigars in your lifestyle. I'm sure you've had a cigar where we call a flat cigar, which means from the first puff to the last puff, it's the exact same thing, never changes, right? So, okay, so what that means is that cigar was made with just leaves of either horizontal aspect or vertical aspect. Now, at the same time, you smoke many cigars where your first puff to your last puff was completely different, and that's where the master blender is actually blending both type of leaves, and then the story tells a story.
You know what I like about this whole experience? That these guys now have to smoke 2 cigars at a time going forward. You just doubled my sales.
There you go.
Doubled my sales.
There you go.
You might have 2 cigars a night right now. You have 4 a night. There's no reason for you not to smoke 2 at a time because I know you can.
Okay.
Now, so you have 3 different experiences in a sense, right? Now, here's the most important question. The most important question is, as a sales guy who I want to sell cigars, is what did you enjoy the most? Did you enjoy the most the 99, which was the first one? Did you enjoy the most the 98, which was the second one? Or did you enjoy the most both of them together? And whatever your answer is, I have special lines, special cigars to pinpoint what you're asking me, what you're telling me. So in a sense, unlike, you smoke all Aganorsa, but for you guys, some of you guys who never smoked an Aganorsa, and I want to sell you a cigar or whatever, I'm hoping to sell you a cigar you're going to enjoy, and you have a higher chance of enjoying the cigar I'm going to sell you because I'm selling you exactly what you told me you liked. That's the Aganorsa Experience. Mic drop.